Alrighty, everybody. Welcome on in. It is Tuesday, September 26th, 2023. Let's go ahead and jump into things here. We've got a review to do really quickly, and then we'll get into the pre-market for this morning. I think yesterday actually went very well with the levels that we deal with here. Remember that when we came in, it was kind of another tricky morning where it looked like we had some clues for a bullish bounce, but remember they were swatting it down. So we were expecting there to be some attempt by the bulls to pop, but we were expecting resistance along the way. So what did I do here? Out of the open, first of all, got a nice trade right off the 200 moving average, took on nearly no ticks of heat, and I unfortunately did not follow through. So I was still kind of a bear, right, in the grander scheme of things, and I gave it a shot. It only gave me 5 points and then came back to my entry, so it took the rest of my position out there. But a great opportunity off the 200. Great opportunity off the VWAP. Of course, didn't quite get past the FMA, and we talk about that scenario there. If you are in a trade and it is having trouble there, probably a clue it's going to pop back up and retest that high. And sure enough, they did and popped through. And then the market, this was probably the sexiest thing you could have done all day. Again, expecting some type of attempt by the bulls to push, but ultimately finding resistance off of one of our levels up above for a continuation lower. That was the bias we were talking about yesterday. This would have been your best opportunity. It was not only the holy orange power level, but it was our scaffolding and the close all sitting in that tight little pocket there. And what do you know? We get the biggest rotation of the morning right off that area. So I got short here. I got a full trade off, grabbed 15 points, grabbed 10 points, grabbed 5 points, grabbed 5 points in the morning. I had a great day, and I was done, just about an hour after the open. So I had a good morning myself. Hopefully you guys did as well. And that was a good opportunity. And then they went ahead and popped it even higher and came up and failed in the high of the day. So yesterday, again, this has been kind of a theme for the last 4 or 5 days in a row. The high of the day is our scaffolding. The low of the day is our scaffolding. And so yesterday, the high of the day was, 3 ticks from our scaffolding level. Okay, and that was also, remember, 50% of the day before was sitting right there as well, right on the same tick as our scaffolding. So we came down, and then let's say maybe you started to become a bull because the market got through, or I should say price got through the VWAP to the upside and got through our first expected resistance here. There's your crossover with the 200 and VWAP, and the market started to rally, right? So a little pullback off of our first expected resistance here, or second expected resistance. This was our first. Maybe you expected, hey, let's try and buy this to see if we get some type of larger bullish push. Well, you got a beautiful opportunity here to buy what was previously pretty strong resistance in the morning, then became nearly perfect support in this afternoon time, right? For me at least, Central Time. And we held it, again, nearly to the tick for a 10, 12, 13 point bounce multiple times here. So you could have got long on 3 or 4 tests, take nearly no ticks of heat and gotten a 12 point bounce multiple times, or at least a 10 to 11 point bounce at the end here. And then we got the pullback and came in, and that would have been tricky there. I probably would have wanted to try VWAP, but no hold. Instead, they came down to the low of the day before there. And then we got this pop out. And again, holding Hopel and our scaffolding and close of the day before here to come up and rally up right through this resistance that was basically the high of the day there, only to close just a couple points above it. And notice what happened. A lot of trouble when they got right to this resistance area. Again, there's a reason these scaffolding levels work, and they're based on previous price structures in the market, previous strong support and resistance areas, areas where you find a lot of supply, a lot of demand, whatever you want to say. And you can see we kind of got super balanced here for a couple minutes, chop in, and then right at the end of the day, pop through, pull back, and bounce one tick in front to attempt to keep on pushing there. So that's how yesterday went. Again, some really beautiful, picture perfect opportunities off of our roadmap levels. And then the bottom fell out here as we went into Globex last night. So once Globex opened, it was a rally, obviously, back to the downside. Notice what happened right at our scaffolding. Held it to the tick and kind of petered around there for a few. And then we got down below it, and some great opportunities in the overnight session right off the back end of that scaffolding area. Now, the Hopel actually worked out beautifully here in the pre-market. So if you were up super early this morning, you would have seen the Hopel print right here for me at 5 a.m. Central Time. And we came back, tested it to the tick. There's that kiss that we see all the time off of our levels for this nice little rally. Now, did you get 20, 30, 40, 50 point bounce? No, but you still were able to get 11, 12 points off of there with 0 ticks of risk. Again, just about 6 a.m. my time. And now here we are just petering out. Again, another little parry right off the Hopel to the upside. Then the market got down below it and held it to the tick to the downside now. So looks like the bears are still in power. If you notice, we've got basically our stair-step, oh my gosh, our stair-step pattern here where we held the back end. Well, basically, let me start that over there. We held this scaffolding area, right? It was basically just a whole bunch of chop right around. We came down. Now we're holding the back end of our next scaffolding, again, multiple times here. And now we're getting down below Hopel, right? So not looking good for the bullish case this morning. And that wraps up our review. Let's go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames.